All right, so I knew I was going to be making two videos today because it is Yashahime and Ruby Day. It's Saturday. It's just what I do. But they went ahead and messed up my life by dropping the Charm Season 3 trailer last night. So now I get to decipher that too. Hi guys, my name is Maria Park and this is Approach to Nerd. And in this episode, we are reacting and reviewing to the Charm Season 3 trailer. It's kind of short, more like a promo, but yeah. The show's coming back on January 24th, so I am super excited because the way season 2 ended, which actually ended too early, we kind of got left on a cliffhanger, so this is supposed to be a continuation of that, and I guess what season 3 is going to be about. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and start up this trailer and see what is happening in Charmland. Here we go.
To restore life to the magical world requires
I hate when they're so fast. Like every scene is so fast. What the hell?
We're stuck here. Which needs protection?
The destruction of the sisterhood is inevitable.
I'm afraid not even the charmed ones can survive the
Abby.
magic.
So fast. Okay. So I'm going to be looking at some things here. So first of all, let's talk about season 2's finale. So when we left off, the sisters, with the help of Ruby, which is Mel's, I can't say girlfriend, but I'm going to say continuous one night stands, from I think it's called Witchness Protection, who we found out was a witch, helped them basically take down Jimmy in the Elder Command Center. But right before that, Harry basically broke protocol and put Macy's life, ahead of the mission. And so he felt like, he was going to put the girls in danger in his not an efficient white lighter because he tried to save his woman, basically. And so he goes to Maggie, who now has this crazy power to be able to control your emotions and, force push emotions and I guess erase emotions, because he asked her to take his love for Macy away. I don't know how this is going to play into this season, but from what I just saw, they are still very much together. So more than likely, Maggie said, screw off. Don't put me in that position, which is what she should say. Okay, so outside of that, we had Julian, who was also into Macy and whose Aunt Vivian is his partner over the faction, and the faction is this group that basically wants magic for themselves. It's almost, instead of demons versus witches, it's literally witches versus everybody and demons versus everybody and humans. It's all convoluted. So the faction just want magic for humans because they feel like they deserve it. Is what I got out of it. And so we learned that Julian's sister was alive. And we also learned that there's an entity called the Conqueror. And the Conqueror basically is this all omnipotent being who wants magic surely solely for itself. So when I'm watching this trailer, I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's the big baddie. It's the Conqueror. And our job is to decipher if it is actually Julian or Julian's sister that's the reincarnation of the Conqueror. So there's that. And honestly, I'm leaning towards the sister because she was in a coma, and I kind of feel like maybe the parents died because somebody knew what she was and they got attacked. But that's just me. That's just me throwing a random theory out there. So let's talk about this trailer. So the first thing that I noticed, we don't see Mel walking with the sisters and Harry at the very beginning when they're walking out of the command center. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself because let's be real. They were separated so much in the first and second, especially the second season. They weren't really in a lot of scenes together. So this is par for the course. They're probably just going back to that, which is going to irritate me. Then we see basically Macy and Harry are looking at, I guess, a spell are something maybe it's an elder history book. They're using what I call the elder decipher key to translate whatever it is they're looking at, and it just looks like a big symbol within the charmed or witches symbol with a bunch of plants around it. I really wanted to be able to read the notebook that Macy had on the side, but it's too blurry. I even did the best quality I could and tried to blow it up to see if I could make heads or tails of it, and I can't. So I don't know what that is, but more than likely is applicable to this narration of the end of all magic and the sacrifices that need to be made, and the great power and the sisterhood inevitably having to end, according to Macy. So it sounds all very gloom and doom. I am not going to say that it is, though, because I have been burned by this before. So I'm going to comment on some stuff that I know. It's like Maggie's rocking curly hair, so that's new. I guess the girls are stuck in witchness protection. I can't tell if they've merged season 2 scenes with season 3, but if what Mel is saying as she's bitching to Maggie about it is true, then they're stuck in witchness protection. Which could explain, there's part of the trailer where there's a phone and you see Macy missing on the phone, a picture of her, Macy missing, and you see somebody looking at it who wears glasses. Now, I don't know if this is one of the sisters and Macy actually is missing again, if this has to do with witchness protection and all the girls are missing and this is just some way to throw us off. I do know that they cast a brand new character named J.J. Hawkins, a transgender actor who'll be playing Kevin, who is a trans college student who's going to become an ally to one of the girls. And my money's on Maggie because she's college age. And in one of the scenes we just saw in the trailer, it looks like she's in the library. So I'm thinking it's Maggie. Plus, if you remember in season 2, Ray did actually say he had a friend at one of the universities that he could try and get her in. So yeah, so my money's on Maggie being the connection, but I don't know who it is. At first when I saw it, I'm like, glasses, kind of looked a little ethnic. I'm like, oh my god, it could be Nico. I'm like, because Nico used to wear glasses in season 1, and then they also made a point of showing Mel's grave, which is to me, I think it's very misleading, because quite frankly, that could be her grave in Hilltown, because all the girls are presumed dead. So I mean, that doesn't mean anything, but yeah, they're implying, and I know a lot of people thought this last season too, when they were talking about the sisters that were dying, and her Mel holding the book when they were reading that, and her having the red nail polish on means that she's the Mark sister. And I'm like, I don't think that's what's going to happen at all. Honestly, I don't think Mel's going to die. I think this is all somebody's looking at her grave back in Hilltown. So yeah, there's a lot of misleading stuff there, but I for some reason I thought, oh my god, maybe it's Nico. And maybe Nico's the one separating the vines off her break. Because why would you have a grave that you need to separate the grass or the foliage from if it's a new pristine grave? There is not that there's no time for that to grow. My mother has been dead since 2008. There's tons of greenery. I always have to pry it apart. If we just buried her, that would not have been a concept. So I'm not going to say, oh, this is Mel's grave, she's died, unless they're doing some freaky forward fast thing, like future trek where it's like 5 or 6 years in the future and somebody's going back and visiting her grave, or a year from the point, whatever. My money's on that's the Hilltown grave. And we all know they're not really dead. So, as far as I know, but it gave me hope that maybe Nico is going to make an appearance for closure. Or it could be Jada, because those would be the two that would be really affected by her being dead. So just throwing that out there. I really would love to see Nico, in some capacity, even though right now I am actually really into Abigail and Mel. I'm sorry I ship them. I think they're adorable together. So it is. And speaking of Abigail, she's in the trailer. I don't know what she's doing to the girls. I know she can get into your mind and let you relive your memories. So maybe she's doing something to help them. But whatever she did, it looked like it drained her, because she looked like she had a fever by the end of it in the next scene. So yeah, not a lot of information in the trailer, but definitely cool. What else? We don't see Jordan. I wonder what Jordan's doing. But to be fair, we also didn't see Vivian, and we didn't see, Julian or any of the faction either. It doesn't mean that we're not going to see them. This is only a 40-something second promo. So this is kind of like a little taste of what's coming. And maybe we'll get a full-length trailer later, maybe. But yeah, and then also there seem to be looking for a lot of artifacts. I don't know if this is to do with the Black Amber and the tree. because they were drilling for it in season 2, and they knew it was down in the command center. So they knew it was. They didn't know at the command center, but they knew it was down on the ground. And I just wonder how all of this is connected, because there's a reason that Ray is an archaeologist. I really do. I really think that is his ally. His role, his supporting role in the Charm Girls' lives. The reason he's brought back into his daughter's lives is because he is very essential to figuring some of this stuff out. So I do think that we may see Ray again in this season. But yeah, I have lots of questions, which I know you guys do too. But one thing I do know is they have to tie up season 2, because season 2 did not end where it was supposed to end. So the whole Julian and Vivian storyline probably will be tied up. But if we are talking about the Conqueror, then that means that they may be, or in some capacity, Julian or his sister may be the main baddie for the rest of the season. So I don't know. But one other thing, I'm pretty certain Parker will probably be parking showing up in this season too. I don't know why, I just have a feeling that we're going to see Parker again. So I am looking forward to that. And then I also think that Harry and Jimmy are going to merge. It seems that way. Like the scene where the girls are like putting their hands out and you see the power, I guess it's the Power 3 manifestation. So the Power 3 and the reboot is it's much more visual than the OG series. So like I'm always like, is this a spell they're doing? Is this the Power 3? But that big blue or bluish white orbing light seems to be the Power of 3. They could be doing something to merge him. They could be doing a protection spell. I mean, there's so many things that could be happening right now. But I do think that Harry and Jimmy are going to merge. I think it's inevitable, and I think there may be repercussions behind that. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I want to know what's going on with Parker. I want to know what's going on because his story's not over. I want to know where Jordan is, because he was not in the trailer. Where's baby Swan? Because we know my theory, Swan is the ultimate evil. Will we finally get the hell out of safe space? Are we going back to Hilltown and reclaiming our lives? What are we doing, guys? I really want to know. I need to know if Seattle's time is up. Are we moving somewhere else? I just hope they don't. I mean, I like that they get to travel to different places really quickly, because that takes them outside of their claustrophobia, their town. But at the same time, I like that they had a rooted town, and then they had the demons of the week. I do miss the format a little bit, but I'm keeping an open mind. But yeah, pretty cool. Not a lot to go on. I'm just throwing out my theories and speculations, but I think the Conqueror is the baddie. It's the being who wants all magic, and they're talking about the end of all magic, sacrifices having to be made. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think. So leave your theories down below so we can talk about it. And if you would like to sign up for jury duty, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know who's next on the nerd ballot, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I can't wait for you to approach the nerd. Bye, guys.
Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it, but hey, the party doesn't have to stop now. Click on one of these videos and keep it going.